When I arrived in Glasgow, I was exhausted. The streets were empty. I was driving badly. And I hit a taxi. Not a big crash, just paintwork. The guy was so pissed off because I didn't have a driving licence on me. But when I told him I was pregnant, he made sure I got to the hospital so they could check me out. It was fine. The hospital must have details when I was looked at. There's a scratch on the car.
What? You're doing a thinky face.
I don't know if that's Eve.
I think that's Eve. And I think...
I'm not sure. I think we need to look at Glasgow
Because...
as our next search, but I think we need to watch that next
I kind of want to figure out...
Who's who we need to clear.
Well, we've got to do that anyway. I want to figure out if there was anything revealing she said from this interview that we just kind of assumed was stuff Hannah was saying.
Yeah, that's the
Or,
problem.
like-
Now we know
Now we
that there
know.
was a typo in my speech. Yeah, there might be things that we can actually go, oh, hold on.
Mm.
But I'm still not sure who's who. I know the lady in the blue jacket is Hannah,
Yeah.
and the lady in the white shirt is Eve.
So hang on, I'll search street
Can
again.
we watch that
Okay.
last one?
Because I want to see if we can search via date and time.
Yeah.
But we'll do that after this. Oh, this is long.
Okay. I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I had to park down the end of the road. Walked up, knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack. I shouted out. I walked straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper, but he wasn't there. I touched the kettle, it was cold. I looked quickly in the living room, nothing. So I walked upstairs to the bedroom and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. I had a shower. The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor. And then I decided to come and see you.
Who is Doug?
They might be his parents. They're the kind of people you'd call, my husband's missing, or let's check he's not gone to go see his family because we've had a row.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I had a thought from that. I've forgotten what it was.
That sounds like she's reporting him missing.
It does,
Is
because
it
she
the other
seems
twin?
very calm. Maybe both of them have.
Yeah, maybe both of them did it. Well, not murdered.
But reported
But
him
reported,
missing.
yeah.
So, it sounds to me like she's come home the next morning. Because you don't have a cup of tea after you come back from the pub.
No.
So, and you know, you get upstairs to check that he's in bed and stuff, and you don't read the newspaper when you come back from the pub, you do that in the morning.
No.
So she might have driven all the way up to Glasgow, had a crash, gone to the hospital, and then drove back home.
That sounds... Oh, boo. Can we start tagging them with the colour stuff she's wearing? So... We don't really need to go back to this, but... Orange. This is the fun bit of the game.
And we tag things by colours and see if Josh gets them wrong.
Shh.
She wears a lot of blue, what are you going to do about that?
Just say blue jacket.
That's a shirt.
Well, no, like the
Oh,
one
okay, right.
up there. Duh. The doy.
Alright,
Schmitty.
pull your boots and type.
What is this? Is that like
It's
floral?
like a flowery top.
Floral. There we go. This is efficiency right here.
Nothing efficient about that.
Oi. Dark blue?
Yeah,
Should we
sure.
go with...
Whatever. As long as you use the same tag across the board, it doesn't actually matter what it is.
It's kind of a dark blue.
I'd call that lilac.
Lilac.
If we don't finish this today, we're going to come back tomorrow and have no idea what the colours are that we've tagged it other than orange, because orange is clearly very orange. Although she carries it off very well.
That's true. Okay. Where to now?
Pregnancy?
Yeah. Preggers.
Ooh, lots of things for pregnant.
Yay.
I got pregnant.
We know.
Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room. And they decided we should get married.
Wow.
So one of them... Right, I'm really not sure about this.
She's drinking coffee. She doesn't have a tattoo. I think that's Hannah.
So one of them was pregnant and they had a shotgun wedding.
Yeah.
One of them is recently pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes,
So
I agree.
There's a lot of pregnant.
There's a lot of boning going on. Simon is a horny bugger.
You people should learn about contraception and not killing your spouses. It's bad
Right.
for your health.
I guess. So, what do you think? Coffee, no tattoo, Hannah?
I really don't know at this point.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
So,
are you going to
Hannah-
tag this lilac?
Oh, yeah. Huh. So, Hannah was the one who married Simon, or tattooless coffee drinker is the one who married Simon.
No, I think we know that Hannah. Oh no. Oh, I can't remember who was who from yesterday.
Let's watch a
Yes.
video.
I'm fine. I won't be sick again. This
Preggers.
happens some days.
Preggers.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant.
Told you.
It's morning sickness.
Recently pregnant. Okay. So it's looking like the motive for the murder is jealousy. And like
Well, we don't know that
severe-
either of them did it. We are assuming that either of them did it. We don't know that it's not both of them. It could have been Eric.
Eric does sound like a dickhead.
Well, he's his boss.
Boop.
No. Well, yes. You found out on my birthday. I told him I was pregnant.
Found out as much as you told him, then, is it?
He was very surprised because we hadn't actually had sex.
Ooh, maybe. Maybe it's not his.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be his.
No, that's what the argument could be about.
Oh. Bum bum bum.
Maybe he's not the one that was having an affair. Although we do know he was having an affair. I think. Because he tried to expense it.
That's true.
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince, and Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. So she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind, but she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
Achievement unlocked! It's a happy ending. That's
Yeah.
not the Rapunzel I remember. Ooh, baby.
No, it's not the Rapunzel. Also, it doesn't seem to make sense with that Disney film. Was it Disney?
Yeah, but Disney do lots of weird things. Like Frozen is supposedly set based on the Snow Queen and has absolutely nothing to do with the story of the Snow Queen apart from the fact that it's set somewhere with snow and there's a woman in it.
Close enough.
So I was angry at the story of Frozen because I thought it was rubbish. I couldn't believe that it was set on an old fairy tale. There's nothing that I knew. So I went on Wikipedia and I read the whole story. They're nothing to do with each other at all.
Yeah. Did you see that adorable picture on the internet of Let It Snake?
No, it's to do with Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid.
No. It's a kid who really loved Frozen, but she wanted her own powers to be like snake powers. And so she just wrote down
What's
on
snake powers?
I don't even remember what her powers
I imagine
were.
it's like instead of
Controlling snakes, like
instead
in
of
Harry
like
Potter,
making a castle out of ice, which is what
castle out of
a
snakes.
castle out of snakes is what I'm imagining.
Yeah, it was adorable though, because she just written like some of the lyrics, and it was just "Let it snake."
Oh, let's go. Let it snake.
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday.
Well, Brighton is a lot nicer than Portsmouth.
Where is Portsmouth?
Portsmouth's
On
on
the south
like,
coast, isn't
yeah.
it? Right. Now, I do not believe you can get there from there to Glasgow in one night.
No, it's the opposite end of the.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
So-
you can. It takes about a day on the train.
We know
Right,
that the
from
argument
London,
was
I
at about
think.
8 o'clock.
Not impossible, but not probable.
Yeah. I don't think you can drive to Glasgow, have a crash, go to hospital, and drive back before your husband has his morning cup of tea and reads the newspaper. So I suspect that's
And
two
then-
different women.
And then have your sister marry some guy, get pregnant by him, have her have the baby, and then murder him. Because
All before breakfast.
all before breakfast. More baby,
Baby!
baby.
Baby!
Ooh, baby.
We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby, if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
Full of baby.
So I suspect the baby didn't survive. I'm assuming it made it to full term. Because there was a name.
Is that the one they were going to call Eve?
I think so. I'm assuming
Or is
I've
that
remembered
like a
this correctly
second
from
pregnant?
yesterday.
Yeah. Is that the second pregnancy?
Oh, that might be a second pregnancy actually. That might be the other one.
I don't know.
This is complicated. In fact, actually, yes. Hannah is the first one. We know that, don't we? Hannah's the one with the shotgun wedding.
Mm-hmm. Well, no tattoo coffee drinker is the one with the shotgun wedding.
You heard her. I'm trying to go by name. Right, okay. Because we've written here Eric, Hannah, Florence, and I remember when we wrote down Florence's because we were talking about baby names, and Eve. So she must have mentioned the name Hannah, which means that she wasn't Hannah, she was Eve.
Which one was that though?
I can't remember because it was yesterday. We've watched a lot of this woman talking to herself. So yeah, and there was something else I was going to say about that video, and I can't remember what it was. Can we watch it again, please?
Yes.
We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby, if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
So.
Okay, what I think we need to do is decide not necessarily who's Hannah and who's Eve, but who are the same women.
Yeah.
And I think blue jacket is lilac shirt.
Yes.
Okay. think that's important. And I think maybe orange jacket is white shirt.
Maybe.
But I'm not sure. And I think we should continue learning about the baby.
But there's also floral shirt.
I'm not sure about floral shirt, and I'm not sure about tattoo.
Could be a third twin.
That's called a triplet.
We have chocolate now.
Yay.
Yeah, chocolate. Okay.
And posh chocolate.
Where were we up to? Cornerstone, Clip D, 133A, blah blah blah.
No. I lost the baby. I had a miscarriage at 8 months.
Oh, there we go.
We carried on living at Simon's parents until, well, it was only a few months after.
Oh, well, that's kind of sad.
I kind of suspected that had happened because she never mentioned the baby. She only mentioned the pregnancy.
Yeah. Well, both of them did, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's sad, but
It happens. It can't be helped.
yep.
We feel sad.
it was after dinner. I'd spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed and I never had the heart to throw out. And I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body.
Ah!
I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
Full of Simon. She had a basement full of Simon. Is she talking about the house? Is that gross? Did you not see that coming? You've got
No,
to
I'm a little bit horrified now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. I totally
just
saw
dealt
that
with
coming.
baby death, and now I've got finding a body in a bag.
Yeah, but I thought the
And
finding...
it's bedtime. This is too much for me.
Oh, fair enough. Well, that's okay. But you didn't not see that coming, right?
No, I thought they didn't have a body.
Nah, Simon. I knew it would come up eventually.
Oh.
Well,
Oh, I thought like somebody else.
he didn't come up. She went down.
Somebody else had like found him. I didn't think she found him.
But
Whichever she is. I've just noticed there's
Still
two
don't know.
orange jackets, and one of them's hair up and one of them's hair down.
Yeah, what's that? That is Empty Room 3, 205402 on the 27th, and this is only 4 minutes later.
She's got
So
her hair up.
that's not impossible, is
It looks
it?
so much tidier now, though.
And
And look, she's got a jug of water and a nice glass instead of a plastic glass.
but it's in the same room. I mean, it's not.
Let's watch it.
It's not entirely possible that she could have swapped drinks and they could have cleared and thrown away her coffee cup.
Yeah, and
That's
done-
not
put
impossible.
her hair up.
But
that
the
can
l-
happen in 4 minutes.
Yeah. This isn't time travel we're talking about here, but it does imply that they might be different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because her hair's not curly.
It was a shock to him. I mean, we never thought it was possible.
The death was a shock to him.
I don't
Yes.
know what he... I mean, I hadn't decided whether to keep the baby. I wasn't really ready to talk to him about it.
So it is a different girl because
I think it is.
it is the other one,
Hannah or Eve. I still don't know which one's which.
or it could just be the same girl. But there's a tattoo.
It could be. Yeah.
And now I'm going back to old theories. Right.
No, she's definitely twins. And one of them's called Eve and one of them's called Hannah.
Yeah.
But like, her hair looks so much more done in the future, and it's like 4 minutes.
Well, did you know the future is a very trendy place?
But like, you just go, and that's when I found the body, and then she starts talking
No,
about.
Hang on, was
baby
it blue
stuff.
shirt lady who was talking about the miscarriage?
Yeah,
It was, wasn't
the
it?
blue shirt
Okay, so
lady's
that's not really.
I lost the baby.
And then this is
And then-
her saying, "I didn't decide to have the baby."
So she hadn't decided. That was like 4 minutes after she goes, oh, and then I went downstairs and found the body.
It's different.
I think they're different
She's different.
people.
Same room, different person. Should we look
Same
for Eric
orange
now?
jacket.
Because
Ew, Eric.
Eric was like the husband of someone. I really don't know,
Eric
and
was
I
the
want
boss.
to figure out.
Eric was his boss.
Yeah, it's just
The
like
window place.
kind of annoying me. He's probably really, really unimportant.
I want to know more
but-
about Florence.
Me too. She's the midwife, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But Eric, let's figure out who Eric is and how boring his life is.
I think we're really bad at this game.
Yeah, probably.
He was wearing a shirt,
Said Eric on it.
with a blue turtleneck shirt and jeans.
Sounds like a
He
douche.
has a watch. It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric. He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat, like Paddington Bear.
And his coat is
He would have
blue.
taken that with him. It's not in the house.
Maybe she is confusing herself with Simon. No, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that one of these people is not Simon. He's dead.
In bits in a basement.
That's really disturbing. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one.
Along with all of his fingers.
He doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so he usually pays with cash, but Eric convinced him to get one.
So
Right.
he's got a credit card.
Okay.
Eric was like an uncle to him. They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
Maybe he was having an affair with Eric. So she went a bit mad and killed him and chopped him up in bits and put him in the basement. For the other one to find.
Maybe.
Why would you just put him in the basement? He's just gonna rot and then the smell's gonna come up. It's gonna be horrible.
Hang on, let's try
Dispose of your bodies properly, people.
basement. No? Body. Ooh.
Oh, was it in the loft?
Yay!
Oh my god, she's got a guitar. Why has she got a guitar?
Oh, I've heard about this, but I haven't heard it. Hang on, we'll
see it in a minute.
Yeah.
His body. It didn't look real. And his throat. It looked like his throat had been cut. And I didn't see his glasses. He has these thick glasses. He doesn't always wear.
Only for special occasions and murders.
She's fiddling with her ring finger. That might not be on purpose, mind. Sometimes that's just acting, and acting happens.
It might not be Simon's body. It might just be a random
She said Simon,
person
though,
off the
didn't she?
street she murdered. I don't think she said Simon at
Oh.
all. She said body in bags, and then she described a person with glasses who may or may not be Simon.
Okay. It could be Eric.
I hope it's Eric. He sounded boring.
Oh, I
The
hope
quick-
he dies because he's not interesting enough.
Yeah?
You definitely watch Game of Thrones, don't you? Alright, I need to see the guitar because this just. Oh, okay, let's do serious ones first.
I tried. I tried to get pregnant too, but it didn't happen. I slept with so many boys, men. My body refused. I think my period stopped because hers had. I was pretty ill. I mean, how could we stay the same now? I felt like Hannah had really fucked things up. Set us down separate paths. We had become different.
So Hannah's the preggers
Whoa,
one.
what was that?
Oh, it's still got the effect of it being in
Oh,
the
I want to
office
turn
because
that.
you took that off because I got frightened.
Hang on, I want to turn that back on. No, that's not.
Your search history's naughty.
No, it's not. I much prefer it with the glare on, and I'm guessing that kind of dip in light would have shown us our face again.
Yeah, which
But
scared me so much the first time.
We went back in and watched a video and paused on the face. It was creepy. It looked just like me,
Yeah.
except from the 70s.
This is set in the 90s.
From the 90s.
Or is it no? Because this is.
Also, thoughts
Is
on
it
that
two
video?
I have no idea actually. That video, okay. So Hannah's the one that got preggers.
So did another sister, though.
We don't. Another sister. There's more than one.
My thought is there is more than 2. There are 3.
Triplet.
Maybe. Because she was like, Hannah had fucked things up.
Yeah. Hannah and Eve.
Yeah.
Hannah fucked things up. She's Eve.
Right. But like 2 different pregnancies. I mean, it's not impossible
know
that
about-
one woman could get pregnant twice.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it was 2
But
different
we
women.
know about 2 different pregnancies.
Yeah.
We know about the one when she was a teenager, and we know about the one when she was an adult.
Oh, was there a teenage one as well as
That's
an
why they got
adult?
married. It was a shotgun wedding.
But what about
That's the other pregnancy you're
the
thinking
miscarriage?
of. Yeah, that's the adult one, I think.
The teenage? Because she's not
We don't-
mentioned any kids at all.
No. I'm
I think
pretty sure
it's
she said
3.
they got married.
It's
I
3
don't think
people.
it's 3.
3 people. Guitar solo.
Right, okay.
Really? Okay. Here's the rest. Oh, they laid a body on the doctor. Oh, the wind and the rain. Till a fiddler with a fiddle came walking by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain.
I don't see how this
Made a
is
fiddle
appropriate.
bow of her long hair. Oh, the wind and the rain. Yes, he made a fiddle bow of her long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And he made fiddle pegs of her finger bows. Oh, the wind and the rain. Yes, he made fiddle pegs from her finger bows. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And he made a fiddle out of her breastbone. Oh, the wind
Bit of a morbid song, isn't it?
Yeah.
the sound could pierce a heart of stone. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. But the only tune that the fiddle could play was oh, the wind and the rain. Yes, the only tune that the fiddle could play was oh, the dreadful wind and rain.
Maybe she's not.
You saying maybe used as evidence against you?
Ha 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 ha. Ha. Yeah, that wasn't good. But maybe she's not in a police station. Maybe she's being interviewed by some Boy Scouts around a campfire.
But she's not singing Kumbaya.
Now for searching Florence.
No, all I remember Florence from before is that she was the midwife. And
Florence.
that maybe their child was named after. No, she got mentioned again, other than the fact that she delivered them.
Are you thinking that Florence's kid was called Eve? or
I've
something.
no idea. Just
I
she
remember
might
something
be
to
some
that effect.
significance.
Florence took me home with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby. I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up. Take away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion.
Okay, right.
Stop
That's
that!
really creepy. I hate that.
Why would you do that to us?
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road.
Her
It
story?
was like a reflection in the mirror. She was me.
Okay.
This poor woman's had such a rough life.
How close are these together? Okay. So there is stuff in
Seconds.
between.
Yeah.
Florence was a warm, kind person. But she was broken, I guess. When I found her diary, I also found a biscuit tin with other stuff in it. Older papers, letters, that kind of thing.
Other children she's stolen.
Her story wasn't there. I never really spoke to her about it. I was far too young to really understand, I guess. I just put it together later, once I was older. She had loved children, planned to have a large family, but her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life. She never felt like she could marry again. Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s. But, I mean, I guess it was different then. You know, you married for life and she felt she could never marry again. I guess it was harder, a war widow. One of the dead. I don't know, maybe there was more to it than that. I don't really know.
Something I never thought to try.
Oh, alright.
It's the one we just watched, an older one.
That's
So-
when she was talking about the pictures
It's Rapunzel.
in the book.
The prince is reunited with the prince who's
Yep.
Yeah, because she's got a completely different idea of the Rapunzel story to me. But then I think I learned it from Rick Mail, so, you know.
her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me. They talked. She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present, another mirror, just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present. She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open.
Oh.
She'd only meant to scare him off.
What? Oh, God!
So it's really creepy. Why did you turn that back on?
That's creepy.
You want me to have nightmares, don't you?
Yeah, probably.
Great.
Evil. So hang on. She saw someone pretending to be her, fighting with who we presume is Simon, and then she saw her cut his throat, and then he got chopped up and put in the basement for the other person to find, the third person to find.
Oh, what if there
Blah,
are
blah,
three
blah.
of them? No, did she say that she watched it?
My
She knew
clothes.
about it.
She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me.
She never saw. She said that she saw it
Yeah, but how would she know?
because the other one might have told her.
Yeah, but
She
why
might have
was
found
the other
the
one?
body and then been like, "Did you kill my husband?" And she was like, "Oh, I didn't mean to. I'm
Sorry. Oh, you.
Yeah. Well, then she did say she put on a wig, and to my knowledge, this lot have all got the same hair.
Yeah.
Unless one of them is wearing a wig in the interview.
Maybe.
Because she said her story, hence the fact we found it, is that this happened, which would probably mean that she didn't see it. She was told it.
Like, yeah, okay, I get you.
I'm confused and overwhelmed.
Aren't we all?